in respect to Lisa Chelule's request?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, upon the request by the Honorable Lisa Chelule, MB, Nakuru County, we sought response from the Cabinet Secretary for Finance and National Planning as a committee, and I have the response from the Minister here, and I want to respond as follows. This is a submission from the National Treasury in response to the request for statement by Honorable Lisa Chelule, MB, Nakuru County, regarding the failure by the Pyrethrum Processing Company of Kenya, PPCK, to settle pension dues due to its pensioners. The National Treasury responded as follows. Pyrethrum Processing Company of Kenya, PPCK, was incorporated on 8 November 1963 as a limited company, a subsidiary company of the Pyrethrum Board of Kenya, with Pyrethrum Board of Kenya having almost 100% shareholding, according to the State Corporations Act, Cap 446, being a subsidiary of a state corporation. PPCK is by law a state corporation. Upon the commencement of the Crops and Agricultural and Food Authority Acts of 2013, PPCK assumed the commercial functions of Pyrethrum Board of Kenya. Agricultural Food Authority, AFA, became a regulator of the pyrethrum industry by creating a directorate. These reforms in the pyrethrum industry resulted in liberalization, attracting new players at various levels of the value chain. This resulted to AFA licensing 4 pyrethrum processors that include PPCK. Other than PPCK, the other pyrethrum processing companies are privately owned. The Pyrethrum Board of Kenya staff superannuation scheme was established on 1st January 1991, constituted as a defined benefit. Under the scheme, the employees contributed 5% and employer 15%. Pyrethrum Board of Kenya employer started failing to remit pensions contributions around 2003 to the scheme administrator, Barclays Bank. So, Speaker, the PPCK business performance resulted in losses persistently since 1997. The company for a long time failed to remit staff, statutory, and other employee voluntary contributions to relevant authorities and institutions. So, Speaker, following several reminders by the Retirement Benefits Authority, RBA, for Pyrethrum Board of Kenya to surrender non-core assets to scheme to avoid members missing their monthly pension, RBA launched a petition in 2012, petition number 24 of 2012, at the Milimani Commercial Court to wind up the scheme. On 1st December 2016, Mr. Speaker, the court directed the scheme to be wound up and sponsors' assets be liquidated to generate funds to pay the pensioners. Subsequently, in adherence to an order of High Court, the scheme was liquidated on 26 May 2017, and the official receiver was appointed. The official receiver, as a liquidator, had explored various avenues to secure funding of the pension scheme in order to settle the debt owing to PPCK pensioners and other beneficiaries. One of the avenues available to the receiver was disposal of non-core assets of PPCK. To date, Mr. Speaker, more than 70 out of 444 pensioners have passed on without receiving their dues. A cabinet memorandum on transfer of assets, the non-core assets of the Pyrethrum Processing Company, formerly PPK, to the scheme was submitted to the NDITC in May 2021. However, a decision is yet to be made. The PPCK's Board of Directors at a meeting on 6 May 2022 passed a resolution that approved a transfer of 13 non-core assets valued at 1,151,792,000 to the official receiver to settle long outstanding dues to pensioners and beneficiaries of the Pyrethrum Board of Kenya Staff Superannuation Scheme. The Attorney General filed letter WC 24/2012 dated 23 May 2022 supported transfer on a non-core assets of PPK to pay pensioners. Subsequently, the National Treasury filed a letter TNT/Pence/12/5 dated 19 August 2022 advised that the transfer of 13 earmarked land parcels to the official receiver to offset the pension deficits awaits the decision of the cabinet. The National Treasury filed a letter TNT/Pence/12/5 dated 15 February 2024 requested the Cabinet Secretary, Minister of Agriculture, to initiate a cabinet memorandum to facilitate the transfer of identified non-core assets of PPCK, formerly PPK, to offset pension deficits. The National Treasury is concerned on the suffering of this group of beneficiaries who have visited us following up on the status of pension dues on the last visit was on 31st January 2024. Towards addressing this kind of situation now and in the future, the National Treasury, as a matter of principle and policy, requires all government entities to manage their liabilities without recourse to the National Exchequer. It is on this basis that all pension schemes sponsored by the state corporations were converted beginning 2010/2011 financial year from defined benefits to defined contribution scheme. This is the order to minimize liabilities of the state corporations and, by extension, contingent liabilities to the National Exchequer. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, the National Treasury and Economic Planning remains available to support the committee when called upon to respond to settle on the pension dues to PPCK pensioners. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Chelule, you've heard the statement. Are you satisfied?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me this opportunity to respond to the answers that have been given by the chairman for social protection.
You
committee.
don't respond. You seek clarification even.
To comment, Mr. Speaker, sir, sorry.
Yes.
To comment. And I want to take this opportunity to thank the chairman for being committed to this question. And he was able to transfer the questions to the National Treasury. And the National Treasury, the CS for the National Treasury, has been able to explain in his answers all the chronologies that happened between the BBK and the Pyrethrum Processing Company of Kenya during that time. And I'm happy to report that I'm satisfied with the responses. And the reason why I'm satisfied is because the National Treasury have actually undertaken to instruct the Cabinet Secretary, the relevant committee, to do a memorandum in relation to the payment of the pensioners. I will have a follow-up, Mr. Speaker, sir, to discuss with the relevant state officers on this matter, and I confirm that